welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's actually the day after the last video that I recorded, and I'm going to go out and check what I'm now calling the cursed hive. The reason I want to do that is I want to make sure that Virgin Queen made it back into her hive, and if she didn't, then I've got to start thinking about what I'm going to do to get that hive going, to keep it going. I'm kind of tired of taking frames of brood from one hive and putting it into another and just like limping this hive along. So my hope is that she found her way back into her hive and that she's going to go out and mate and everything's going to be good to go. But I also have had many experiences in the past where queen flies off like she did yesterday and she ends up in a different hive. And I explained this towards the end of the video yesterday. My main reasoning for thinking that this is a virgin is the fact that she did in fact fly away. Mated queens cannot fly unless they're getting ready to swarm, and that's only because they've lost a lot of weight from the workers hopping on her back and like vibrating her and making her run around. There's no way that that's the case here, because that hive has not had a mated laying queen in 2 months. We've just kind of been limping it along again, giving it some brood, giving it some eggs, trying to get to this point now where we should have a mated queen, but we don't. The concern really is the fact that she could be in one of the neighboring hives where I just released mated queens, and that could just cause all kinds of problems. It could honestly, like, it could just cost me money is the way that I'm looking at it. If she goes in and for whatever reason or ends up killing the mated queen, I'm out 30 bucks, okay? Not only am I out 30 bucks, but I have to wait and see if she's gonna mate. And if she does, great. But I still have to spend $30 to get another mated queen if that's what I choose to do. Or, worst case scenario, she goes out on a mating flight, doesn't come back, and now I have to buy 2 queens to replace her because of what she did, flying away, potentially killing a queen, and then going on her mating flight and not coming back. So I really need to figure that out now, because if she didn't come back, then I need to find someone who has queens available for, you know, a decent price. I don't mind going back to where I got these queens from. I really like them. It's just my next couple weeks are very busy weeks. So actually going out and picking them up and getting them in the hives and all that is going to be very difficult. I could do it. It's just I'm very limited in time on the weekends coming up. So that's the plan today. We're going to go and check and see if she's in that hive. Hopefully she is. Sorry, I'm on the landowner's property right now on all the back little roads. Hopefully she's in the hive that she's supposed to be in. If she's not there, I'm going to quickly check the neighboring hives. And I mean, I don't know what to do though. The only reason I had her out in the first place was to go ahead and mark her, so that would be done. So this has definitely been a learning experience. If there's a virgin queen in there, I'm not pulling her off the frame. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to mark her. I'm going to wait. It's got me kind of thinking about how I handle requeening as well. Am I going to actually let the hive requeen, or am I going to start doing it myself? So there's a lot to consider here. I'm not happy with it. Not happy with it at all. But we're going to see what's happening with this cursed hive and figure out what to do next. So I'm pulling into the bee yard right now. I'm going to get suited up and I will start doing my deep dive in. Yeah, update you soon. We're now in the bottom box of the cursed hive. I'm seeing a good bit of bees across these 2 frames, so that leads me to believe that there could be a queen kind of in this, we'll call it this 4 frame range, more than likely on one of these 2. The bees are pretty calm. Also leads me to believe that there could be a queen in here. So far we're looking good, and at least she's marked, so if she isn't here, she'll stand out. Good news, everybody, the Virgin Queen is in this hive, and she also was roughly where I said she was going to be. You can kind of see the one black frame still back there. This was the frame that was a little bit further to the right, so in position number 4, and it looks like she just went around to the other side. So I'm going to put this frame back in the hive, and we're just going to close things up and keep it moving. You guys aren't going to believe this. It happened again. I was putting the frame back in, and as I went to put the frame in, she flew off. I hate this hive. I hate it. I really hope she flew back in here. I'm going to give it a minute. One of the best things you could do in cases like this, by the way, is stand still. So I'm currently standing right where I was when she took off. And the reason you want to stand still is because as she flies, she's kind of orientating herself to where her hive is. I am a 6'2" man in a white suit. So I am a big landmark for her. So I'm going to stand here for a minute or two, and I'm quickly going to go through the frames there in front of me, and I'm going to hope that she found her way back in. This time I'm not pulling the frames all the way out, though. I am going to create enough room. I've got 3 frames out right now. I'm going to create enough room where I can kind of tilt the frame, and then be able to see both sides and keep it moving. But this hive is infuriating, if I'm being honest. I hope that the hassle is going to be worth it, but we'll see. Here's the good news, folks. That queen is back in her hive. So I'm blown away by this. Just all the trials and tribulations with this hive. But the good news is that queen's definitely orientated to her hive. This is the second time she's flown away. And it is the second time she's found her way back into her hive. I know it's her because I marked her yesterday. And I also know it's her because she's the only virgin queen in this bee yard right now. So she's small. She's roughly the size of a worker bee right now. So that helps out a lot. The only hurdle we have to get over now is, will she go out and mate? I need to go back and do bee math and figure out how old she is. Like, when did she emerge? But I'm pretty sure she's definitely in that window where she could go out and mate. So let's hope that happens soon. Let's hope that she finds her way back into that hive, no problem, which she knows which one's hers. She just has to get back here, meaning she has to avoid predators is the main thing. Dragonflies are a big predator of honeybees. And then, of course, you've got birds as well. And we're kind of in a meadow. There's a couple bodies of water around here. So a breeding ground for dragonflies. And, of course, who knows what kind of birds are out here, too. So that's kind of where we are with her. One thing I did learn from this, besides if it's a virgin, just let her stay in the hive. Don't touch it. Is that blue that I used makes it really, really, really easy to spot the queen. And I think it's because it's a lighter blue. It really stands out against what would be the more naturally occurring colors in a hive. And I've seen something in a couple of beekeeping groups that I follow on Facebook where they talk about, instead of sticking to the international color coding system for a queen, use a color coding system that works for you so that you know if that is your queen or not. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a color that is a different shade of each international color coding system color to mark my queens. And I want something that's like more like fluorescent, something that's brighter. So that light blue that I have, perfect. Instead of yellow, maybe, which yellow is a bright color, but there's a lot of yellow occurring in the hive as well. Maybe I go with a bright orange. Instead of red, maybe I go with a pink. I don't know about white. White's a pretty good one. I don't know about green either. Maybe I'll just do a lighter color green. But I need to find something that works for me. I might just go with something that is completely not in that system at all. Speaking of predators, I'm looking right now and there is a wasp flying around the hives too. So those are other pests and predators we have to worry about. But a strong hive will take care of that, no problem. But that's the adventure right now. We'll keep an eye on this hive. I'm not going in it for another couple weeks. That is like determined, mainly because I don't have time. Today is the 13th. Next Sunday is Easter. So I'm going to be, with family. Also, I'm a little bit of a wrestling nerd, so WrestleMania is next week, and I'll probably be watching that. So I don't have time, is what I'm saying. And the week after that, I have a wedding I have to go to. So that puts me in the first weekend in May, being able to go back into these hives, really, which works out. I will come out, the caveat to that is I will come out long enough to put more syrup on if needed, because I know there's one or two of these hives that are really drinking it in. And I'm also going to put a honey super on, I think, the cursed hive. I think the cursed hive, because there's so many workers in there. And at minimum, I'm doing the syrup though. But there's no way that this story's over yet. It's going to keep going on, no doubt about that. But in the meantime, thank you for listening and just being part of this journey. If you have any comments or questions, please make sure to leave them below. If you want to subscribe. If you don't, it's fine with me. Check out the Instagram page and whatnot in the description. Check out the webpage if you want. And just thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.